Morning all, hope you have a nice relaxing Sunday and not daft like me. Well, I've come down Hopton again just for another little crack. As it's constantly raining, I didn't want to wait for the tide to go down where I went last time, so I went further to the north to find a bit of beach or a bit of sand straight away. If you look across between the groin, you've got that rock groin, this rock groin, you see that end of an old groin in the middle. Well, I didn't know if the rest of the groin comes straight to the beach, so I just got out one rod, had a couple of casts, and luckily there doesn't seem like the rest of it's there. But the rest of it is washed out, thankfully. Let's give this a go. Well, I'm edging my bets today. I got one scratching rig here. You see, it's a 2-hook flapper with a bit of salted mackerel on top and the salted prawn on the bottom. We'll give that a go to start with on one rod. In case there's nothing any size about, I should still be able to see a few fish. Well, nice to keep the old hopes up, doesn't it? Well, we've had a northerly wind for the last week or so, and there's still some cracking swells coming here. They ain't actually that big one I'm looking now, but there's some right good sized rollers coming here. They really are knocking right up the beach. More like cod weather than anything else. You've got to be down here to try though. At least I got my beach buddy up this time so I can get out of the rain. It's been raining on and off all day. The other rod is just baited up with a single paternoster clip down with a double, well, pennel hook on the bottom with a big slither fresh herring on it. I don't think there'll be no rooker today, but you got to be in it to win it, ain't you? You got to try. That's all you can do. Hopefully these swells will die down once the ebb get going well. That should drop below Scrooby, and hopefully that'll stop a lot of these swells from rolling in once they get below the banks. There's some huge corkers out there now rolling in from about 70-80 yards out. Give another hour or two and that hopefully should be below the bank. Just sitting here, have a nice cup of coffee and relaxing. Hopefully we'll have a bite soon rather than later. I don't know how well you can see that, but if you look in the distance to the south, there's about 5 or 6 angling boats. They fishing the usual spots off Hopton, Suffolk. There's a lot of feed off here, Hopton, Hopton, low stuff. There's plenty of whelks and feed on the ground. So there's always hold a few fish, but they've been getting a few codling. Not huge fish, up to about 3-4 pound, and they've been getting a few skate. They've been very busy at the weekends. It's nice to see. When you get hard times of poor fishing, they must struggle, them people, and they're still trying to make a living. If they pack up due to lack of people fishing on them, then they'll disappear. So if you fancy a day's fishing, it's probably best to have one now and then just to keep them plodding over, because when it's gone, they won't be coming back. Bait wise, I've been using the same old thing I've been using regularly. Just some salted prawns, some salted mackerel and some fresh herring. I think with these conditions there'll be still some good northerly rollers up here, stirring the bottom up a bit. If I'd have known, I'd have probably popped in an angling shop and got 50 lug, so if there's a few cod about, or little codling. But I've got what I've got and I've just got to make do today really. If there's many codling about, normally you get 1 or 2 on prawns, but I think the fresh blow lug does have the edge, no doubt about it. Well, I still haven't seen a fish yet, but there's a bit of weeds start to turn up. It's not that bad, it's only on the rig. I mean, a little bit on the lead and it's not like thick like it is cased all the way up the line. Just have to reel in a bit sooner and clean the weed off in between baiting up. Bait's still not being touched. Look at that, look like a fresh bait. It's been out there half an hour. Bit of weed on the lead there. There's no crab activity or anything today. It's a bit disappointing. You thought there'd be some sort of movement, but they look pretty shallow. How them big breakers are rolling in. That looked pretty shallow here. We'll bait up again and cast out and try again. Hopefully get at least 1 or 2 fish today, even if they're whiting. I ain't had anything on the old 2-hook flapper either. It was a bit worrying, isn't it? Well, it's now about 2 hours from low water. You can see the beach is a lot more exposed. It's gone out about 20 yards. But I haven't touched, not a rattle, anything. The bait's coming back untouched every time. Well, I suppose the last couple of hours is the time you expect to get a few fish. But things need to change dramatically. It's not looking very good at the minute. Well, look, and luckily there ain't no remains from that groin over there. There seems to be nothing inside here. I ain't lost any gear or left it up at all. At least there is one positive to it. Well, now it's an hour and a half from low water. The tide's clearly eased and the hooks are coming back totally stripped bare, so that proved that. Imagine them crabs and they've got on the ball. They buried up during the strength of the tide, and now the tide's eased off. They're on the game again. But you can see the swell's died down quite a lot. That's nowhere near as bad as what it was earlier. There was 5-6 foot swells rolling in there. Well, that's what I expected. Tide ease and the crabs have come out in force. We'll get these vermin off, rebait and get that back out again. Nearly last hour or so before low water, so it's probably the prime time. Well, that's one of the angling boats. Now heading back to Yarmouth Harbour. Been fishing off Hopton all day. Must be just getting the last of the ebb home. Those slow boats that work a lot better with the tide. Punch back into the tide, they're very slow. Well, he weren't heading back to Yarmouth Harbour, he just dropped the anchor off Galston there. Have one last little try before they head home. That must mean they probably didn't get a lot off Hopton if they've stuck in there for the last little bit of tide. That might actually be the high fly. It's actually a fast boat, but it weren't going very fast as this boat went past. There's a couple of angling boats at Yarmouth Harbour, I weren't sure which one it was. Well, it's now slack water for the last hour. All I've been getting is tiny little knocks on the rod, reeling in a few crabs and weed really. There hasn't been much else, it's not looking very good. I feel like I'm in the last chance saloon. That's not really going my way, but that's life in it, that's fishing for you. Can't get them every time, but these last couple of trips haven't been very good. There's been hardly any weed. There's been a little bit of weed, but not much. That's why I've been coming to Hopton instead of Caister. Caister's full of weed at the minute. You're reeling like 6 foot of weed, but this is bits and pieces. I'll soon pick it off, so it'll make the fishing 10 times better. Unless I'm fishing like Caister with all that weed at the minute. Slack water, few crabs, a little bit of weed. At least something's feeding well. Horrible little buggers. Well, it's gone 3:30. We've got virtually all the low water and first the flood been beaten, been smashed, a blank, apart from 3 or 4 crabs, I didn't count. I haven't blanked in a long while, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of fish here at the minute. You can but try. I've been catching a fair few whiting and dabs down Caister. It do get a bit tedious after a while, but there isn't a lot of fish here. There isn't no weed, but there isn't a lot of fish. I thought we were scratching rig on today. I'd get a few whiting and dabs. Even the whiting and dabs don't want to play ball. That tells you something, there's not a lot of fish inside, is there? But thanks for watching anyway. If you'd like and subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. Thanks once again. Bye.